We're recording. We're filming. We have the camera. One camera, only for now. We have the hosts. I'm Nate.
I'm Jordan.
This is the Thanks
And
Drinks
Podcast. Cheers.
Hey, cheers. And of course, ever behind us, we have
Cheers.
the boobies and art from Pagluica, I believe. We can get we can find her on Instagram, and of course, Melissa Pagluica. Great work, amazing work. I remember when we saw her. She had a booth at San Jose Comic Con
2017.
No, I think it
2018.
Because you came home because you weren't down for all the panels, and I had to come back and purchase this.
Right.
So I think that was. It was with Matt Carrillo put it on. He was the host. I think it was 2018, and found her booth, and we immediately fell in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can find her. She has a graphic novel available now, and it's fucking gorgeous. A lot of her work. I'm really impressed. So definitely, if you're at a con in the Bay Area, be sure to go show some love to the individuals that make your home a little brighter.
I mean, once everything is back to normal, if you're at a con, but
Hey, right? Don't be at a con right now. What are you doing?
before that, I don't know.
Fuck, I keep forgetting.
Find someone's DeviantArt or their Etsy or their Instagram and order directly from them, because they need the money just as much as we do.
That's fucking true, man. That's absolutely right. Let's see. So it's Monday. It is the 30th of February.
March.
First of all,
There's
it's
no
March.
30th of
Secondly,
February. I swear this is his first drink.
Oh yeah, we've been good. Yeah, how we how we do every day. Save it for later.
Mm-hmm.
Even yesterday, we had a lovely Sunday. I hope you all did. Say what you will about COVID-19, and it's terrible, but it's also making a lot of people have to think differently about their days and how they're spending their time.
Yeah. For sure.
And I grew up in this fucking town, but there's still like roads and places I haven't been, and we went on an adventure where there were a lot of lefts. Trying to find a place to kick it at Annandale State Park.
Which parks are closed in California,
right?
Or at least the Bay Area.
All 280 parks.
Yeah. Okay. So California.
Yeah, that's right. That's the real number too. You can Google that shit. We had a fun time. Okay. I was trying the wrong one. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks. We went for a drive, and it was so lovely because we're lucky enough to be able to catch all the Sunday programming in the morning. I won't explain how on here, because that's fucking stupid, you dope.
Anyways.
Well, so that leaves our evenings, up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Westworld, we want to make sure that they get ratings, and we try to contribute to that. And I don't want to go too deep into Westworld right now, but wow, it's rough. Driving around, and I was just waiting for it, and I thought, man, there's like hosts and robots in these expensive houses.
Driving around is just a really bizarre thing to do with everyone self-isolating, social distancing. There's not traffic. There's not a ton of cars on the road, as well there shouldn't be.
That's fucking true, right?
And so it's really bizarre. We've been driving through like the towns that we like to go wine tasting in, and it's just very spooky places where there's never any street parking, and suddenly it's all available.
All of it.
It's weird.
I think that's on my run after my workout this morning, because I can finally do that thing again. That's nice. Don't break your foot, kids. I ran by the mall, and I saw homeless people, and I was like, social distance.
Social distance.
Don't be near these weirdos, first of all. And secondly, I was just thinking, man, every zombie flick, 28 Days Later, the one that was in the mall, it was in a mall, I forget. What the hell is that? Oh. Leave a message, bitch. The ones in the one in a mall.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, yeah. Watched it once, never want to again. Running zombies are not my thing.
And I was looking in and I was like, oh my god, this is everything with zombies or whatever they're called, the undead. It's all pandemics, and this is such a version of that. That I keep saying a doom in our time, but it really is, especially for a lot of countries it's just getting worse and worse and worse before it's going to get better.
I mean, that's why you gotta flatten the curve, stay at home.
Right? Don't touch your face, wash your goddamn hands. You better be taking supplements.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are thinking right now that aren't doing one or the other.
If you're gonna go outside, make sure you're staying 6 feet away from everyone at all times, unless they're in your household.
I mean, there's nothing worse than getting, people in the office you're working sick. Like, oh man, I got a bad cold. I don't know if I should be here, and everyone generally says, unless your boss is terrible, well, then don't. You're gonna get me sick. Go home.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here? The same with restaurants. A lot of restaurant owners won't.
Well, you can't work if you're sick, because then you're coughing on someone, you're sneezing on their food, you're wiping your face and not realizing it, and then you're handling dishes. Is very disgusting.
I will say I've rolled a lot of silverware when I had the sniffles, and
that's gross.
And like looking back, I'm wondering like how many people in the world right now would, if COVID-19 was just like a bad cold and not a virus, how many people would have it like rolling silverware, washing dishes, cooking your food, cleaning your office, watering your plants in the office, and just especially in cannabis, because a lot of those places are pretty close quarters.
I'm sure that's like how it originally spread, because people were getting sick and spreading it around.
Still coming to work.
Not staying home.
I'm not getting wrong. I get it if you have to go to work, and because it's an essential thing to do.
Yeah.
For the community and the markets that you live in, I get that, but like, come on, dude, there's got to be a line. You gotta be able to tell your boss, no, man. What if I give this shit to you and you get something? There's a lot of individuals that are lacking the right perspective, because I get it. Work needs to get done.
And we understand. You gotta pay rent. You gotta buy food. You gotta pay your bills.
But I'm pretty sure that the bill that's about to be passed for the stimulus package, that's definitely going to help a lot of people. But with this shit being till May.
I mean, the fact that it's a one-time payment, how are people supposed to survive on one check of $1,200?
I don't know. You can do a lot of fetish modeling.
Not everyone can.
Hey, there's a lane for everything.
I'm sure.
Beauty is a spectrum, right?
Nah, I'm sure.
Cheers, kids. How was your Sunday? Did you have fun? Did you have a nice day?
Yeah, I had a good day. I had a work call, and
that's true.
Then worked out, and then had a lovely drive. Got a little nauseous on some windy roads, but I handled it.
That's true. A little bit nauseous, but before we went for our drive, we went to a place by the house.
We took
a place that makes life better.
We went to our local park and stayed 6 feet away from everyone.
There's no one there.
Way farther than 6 feet away. Like, we took our cat to the park.
That's right. Fuentes.
You can see pictures of him on both of our Instagrams.
Is it on the Things and Drinks? That's your account.
The Things and Drinks doesn't have an Instagram.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Well, you made it, so it's your account.
Oh, shit. Hey, it's still early on, right? Early on in the show's history, you know.
Exactly.
You'd be some of you audience members would be surprised how this is being filmed and recorded. It's pretty easy. It doesn't take that much money to get a decent podcast set up. Anyway.
Anyways.
Went to the park.
Our cat does not like other people in general. He takes a lot of time to warm up. And so when we take him on walks, he gets very frightened when other people come around. So it's a perfect way to social distance.
Hey! And I love the guy, but Francis cats. I don't know if every cat walks like this.
No.
Because I'm sure if you start walking your cat at a really young age, it's probably not only super fun, but I wonder if you can teach them and drill into their, train them essentially to have more what some would consider canine-like behaviors.
Well, it also just depends on the cat and the breed.
True.
Maine Coons.
Isn't there that breed that's like a big cat, but it behaves like a dog? I forget the name of it. It's a big house cat.
I don't know.
I think it's Australian. Let me Google. Tell us about the park.
That's loud. It's a normal park in the North Bay. It's beautiful. It doesn't really have a playground, so it's not.
I wouldn't really call it a normal park. It's across the street from an iconic individual, Luther Burbank.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Juilliard Park was a pretty important step in St. Louis's history.
Okay, well, how am I supposed to know that? I'm not born and raised here.
I just study. I Google things because I want to know, I guess. and the Parks and Recreation Department, it's really well manicured and designed. Oh my God, the cherry blossoms and how the redwoods were. I'm sure there were plenty removed.
Yeah, we have a couple of groves of redwoods in the park, and it's really beautiful. Any season, really, which is great.
Absolutely. Fall, before everything looks dead. Because that happens pretty quickly at fall and the North Bay. There's a bridge, I forget the design, what the type of bridge is called, but it's stone and it's arched, excuse me. It's not an arc, it's not a character. Dope. But there's so many people take pictures there.
I mean, yeah. Every
it's
single
the place.
Yeah, we see quinceañeras, people taking pictures for weddings. We see lots of wedding pictures there, lots of quinceañeras. That's about it, but like every couple of months you see all these girls in their big poofy dresses with their escorts taking pictures on the bridge.
Hey.
It's very cute. Very, very cute.
Yeah, the Abyssinian cat likes to play fetch and loves water. I was right.
That doesn't mean it has like canine characteristics.
No, I'm not saying the characteristics of it, but you can train it to appear dog-like.
I mean, they do hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't get me wrong. Dogs are cool, I guess, but they're still smelly.
Cats are very clean. They clean themselves, which is great.
I remember when we first got Francis. He's such a great little guy. He's so big now, but he was so tiny, and it broke my heart when he got too big to, chase.
Oh yeah, because now he fights back.
Fucking A, he does. Oh my God, that dude, he's a badass. He'll attack me. Granted, I mess with him. I definitely give him a hard time. But it's all in jest and playful.
Yeah.
Not always. He's scratched me a few times like, dude, leave me the fuck. I just told you, you son of a bitch. And then, I hopefully learn my lesson. But
you don't.
Walking him it's such a different experience because he's so out of his element.
Yeah.
And that it's so fun and interesting to watch this thing that is, I guess, has some wild animal instincts, of course, because cats choose domestication. But seeing him climb trees and starts pantsing, like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's because he's excited or anxious.
excited and anxious.
Yeah, probably.
Well, when he was on my lap yesterday, when we were just sitting in a tree together, and my face looked like someone blew air into it. He was calm, short, but
Alert, very alert.
yeah, there's a difference between calm and comfortable.
Yeah.
100%, and that's I think the difference between animals and humans is that maybe it's just me, but put me in a situation, and if I'm stoned enough, I'm like,
Stop futzing with your microphone.
What?
You keep like turning it all around.
Yeah, because I like to move. I handle it. What? These are my mics. I can do whatever I want.
Day 14, everyone.
Hey, still alive. But calm and comfortable with animals, it's interesting because like maybe a pride of lions and elephants, like big things that are aware that they're big. I think that's when you get calm and comfy, and that's probably why I'm generally like, because who's gonna fuck with a gigantic white guy?
I mean, yeah, when we're out and about, you're definitely a lot more calm and comfortable than I am, but you're also, like, in general, way more afraid of things than I am.
I'm afraid of everything. We started a Walking Dead rewatch. Because the first season dives into the CDC and pathology of viruses really well. It's pretty timely. And I figured, well, I don't know, maybe they're writing in it. Let's revisit and reconsider. Sure enough, man, Robert Kirkman and Frank Darabont.
Masterfully done.
Season 1 and 2, sure, it gets a little, it's not as
you get the
fast-paced,
drama,
but oh my god, you really get into the explanation of viruses and how pandemics develop so quickly. And I think in season 1, they mentioned that 63 days. That's all it took for everything to fall. The doctor at the CDC, that's what he said. And I was thinking about it. It's like that's only 3 months.
That's 2 months.
Wait, oh shit, yeah, 2 months. Whoops. Hey, cannabis kids. 2 months, and for everything to, go back to, I don't want to say the Stone Age, but maybe take us back to a pre-industrial revolution, or rather when the industrial revolution would have finally began, because there's no power tools unless you have power, so it's all kinetic energy. That's a lot of work.
Sure is.
I don't know if you know what making 2x4s, how to fabricate them, but it's a lot of work. Timber development.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to build a house? All right, it's gonna take a lot longer than normal.
I mean, at least you have all the books on how to build an infrastructure.
Information.
Yeah. And so it's like, find a river and use, the water power.
Hydroelectricity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that's I've actually installed hydroelectric components for a cannabis grow in Colorado, and it was so fucking easy. The hardest part is the maintenance, because if your water source is pretty far away, and if you're in a place that's 4 seasons, oh boy, that's gonna be. It's
not the hotel.
No. Would you want to stay at a hotel though in a zombie apocalypse?
Dear God, no.
I saw Fear Walking Dead. That didn't seem like it went very well for anybody. No, and spoilers. It ends very badly. But hydroelectric power in any pandemic, self-sustainability. More importantly, I'm noticing it more and more. Early on with COVID-19, Ronda Rousey, former champ at 145.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Getting your ass beat by Amanda Nunes and Holly Holm does not feel very good. Ronda Rousey, what she uploaded on Instagram about how her and Travis Brown have all how sustainable their life is. It's pretty wild to see what you can be capable of if you're already ready for the real shit that you're a fan.
Oh yeah, and it also has to
Dope
do
pad.
with like how much money you have, so you can just pour it into sustainability. It's not cheap to start up.
Fuck no. I remember when I was growing weed and just the water bill alone. If you're trying to have a job where you're in agriculture and agrarian or whatever you want to call it, the water source is that's the most costly material, because it's not just material, it's informing, it's the life force of what you're trying to achieve, from seed to to newly trimmed nug or butter, flour, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of information that needs to be applied, and not to forget all the nutrients. And then you have to develop, using chemistry, and you have to use unique formulas in order to actually have these nutrients, potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. In order to have them achieve their purpose, they have to be well measured. I don't know how to do that. I know how to buy it and make sure you add whatever the metric, whatever the measurement, but that's it. What am I gonna do? Make some oil by rubbing grass and flowers
what are you
together.
Talking about?
Yeah, in order to make the nutrients, there's a lot of grinding of things.
Okay, yeah.
What am I gonna do? Like use a grinding stone? So making some
It's called a
nitrogen.
mortar and pestle.
Oh.
A grinding stone.
I'm not an indigenous American, okay?
I'm not either, but I took, general history.
Oh. Even making a house, though, there's all these great videos on YouTube that you can learn how to, make clay bricks. And you can.
Cute.
Excuse me. There's a lot of really cool ways to get the information out, and I think that's what I'm starting to realize amidst this pandemic is that information is kind of king.
For sure.
Without it, we're going to be struggling for a long time. So I think a lot of people are going to take matters in their own hands with medicine, because what if there wasn't medicine that you could just go randomly buy at a store?
I mean, yeah, definitely look up your natural remedies, but natural remedies aren't gonna, fix polio.
Polio. Talk about a pandemic.
Definitely not a pandemic, but definitely a problem.
It was.
It was not a pandemic.
No. I'm thinking of tuberculosis. That was a pandemic.
Yeah.
That shit is, and it's back.
It's
been back.
never left.
That's true, and I half wonder if people just started reporting on it and covering it because governments didn't want that information getting out, because a lot of places that you find TB in tourism.
Well,
India, Africa.
You also have never had to work with like the elderly or kids before.
Fuck no.
So when I used to take school pictures, we had to get a TB test to work in schools. And
what?
Yeah. And a full background check.
Jesus. Well, a background check makes
yeah.
sense, but a panel test that includes tuberculosis. Yeah. Wow.
And then when my grandma went into assisted living, she had to have a TB test before she went in, because otherwise she could create an epidemic inside the assisted living.
Jesus.
Yeah. You just haven't been around like old people or young people where it's normal. Like, people do get it. It's not like super regular, but it happens.
Jesus Christ.
Decently regularly. And healthcare workers have to get tested because what if one of their patients has TB and I don't know, your glove pops and you might have yeah.
That's a nightmare. That's terrifying.
You can be treated, like, as long as you're a, young, healthy person. Even older people or younger people, you can still be treated.
Medical professionals have one of the worst. I mean, it pays for sure, and that's I'm glad people are getting paid for a hazard that could potentially end your life. But it's such a daunting task that after when Mama's in the hospital, well, she never left, but
I mean, technically she did.
Hey, not like a zombie, not like Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's almost Easter.
Passover.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, kids. But when Mom was in the hospital, that's when I kind of realized that, oh my God, no wonder these people end up boozing and drugging and smoking cigarettes, even though they know they fucking shouldn't, and is doing all these terrible things to their bodies because it's compromising for mental health.
Stressful. So stressful.
Oh God, and the hours aren't great either.
And the things you see.
Ah. Nope. Children dying. No thanks. So this is a bummer podcast.
Like I said, happy day 14.
Yeah, man, I'm so surprised at how some people are behaving in the world that, there's a lot of levity amidst all the chaos, and the people that are following the rules and, trying to be good citizens. I'm sure they're probably the people that are going the craziest amidst all this, but that's not a bad thing. I just it appears that in order for communities to get through this even more, is that we're gonna, when it gets to mid-April, we're gonna need each other.
Oh, for sure.
A lot.
Oh, for sure.
Because most people don't have $400 in their bank account. Most people are living literally check to check, and where the rents are expensive, and everything's already going to rent. If that stimulus package is going to help, sure, but it's not going to be enough.
I mean, for a lot of people who haven't gotten paid in 2 weeks, and then it's going to be another week or two until the stimulus check comes in. First of all, they got to worry about rent. They got to get groceries. They got to pay their bills, like their water, electricity. Feed your animals. Feed your kids.
Right. This is when people that have no business being pet owners are probably starting to realize I have no business having a pet.
Yeah.
I had a dog once, and he just kept fucking shit up, and then I realized I have no business having a dog. What are you thinking? You're at work all day, and then you come home, you go to the gym. When I used to do the gym thing,
no one's going to the gym anymore.
Yeah, right. The house is my fucking gym, and that's how it should be. So that means not being home generally at all, and I'd have to walk the fucker, And,
well, yeah, he's been home alone all
right,
day.
Exactly. And then I was like, all right, well, time for bed. And that's when I realized, all right, no, I'm good.
See, that's why cats are great, because they're like, yes, this human pays rent for me. It's fucking fantastic. I have the house to myself. I get the bed to myself.
Picks up my poop out of the box.
And then I get as much cuddles as I want while the human is sleeping.
I wonder how many cat owners are just gonna pull the trigger and say, yeah, I probably shouldn't use that.
Jesus.
Not like pull the trigger like, yeah.
What the fuck?
I should isolate that. That's funny. But just getting rid of them if they're already on the fence about maybe rehoming the animal. Now's the time, because if You need every dime that you can get for groceries or bills. It's your fucking cell phone, right? You know.
Yeah.
And that's if I had to choose, I'd say, oh, I'm gonna pay my cell bill instead of buy good cat food. I'll always get okay cat food.
Oh God.
I'll give him green.
Watch your cat shit everywhere.
Hey, you're stuck at home. It'd be entertaining.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Gross.
I mean, if you don't mind picking up poop.
No, like diarrhea everywhere. Yeah.
I've been having fun through quarantine. I'm fairly used to not doing much outside of the house. I do a lot here because it's expensive in California. So.
And I don't like going out very much, so it was weird for the first week not going to work.
Yeah.
And having to figure out a new routine because I was feeling lazy, I was feeling useless, I was starting to get anxious.
Well, exercise.
Well, yeah, obviously.
First thing. Oh.
Which, again, built a routine up and doing better, getting some spring cleaning done, which is great.
Yeah, right. If you've been meaning to get rid of shit, now's the time. Hey, I don't use this anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Oh, I've been doing deep cleaning around the house, and Nate has just been rearranging things that he already rearranges.
Because I own very little. Most of the shit in this house is hers, and that's what's so fascinating is that, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of things, and I've had next to nothing before, and I like, there's a balance, right? And I think somewhere in the middle is great. Don't get me wrong, the things that I have, I really fucking like. But I don't necessarily, it's, the older I get, the more, and after, my father with all of his house full of shit.
He's a big things guy.
Most of it he doesn't touch all that much.
Yeah.
He has all this wonderful vinyl. And he doesn't touch it, right? And it just,
he doesn't even go into his man cave except to get beer that he's not allowed to have in the fridge. Right.
Like it makes me wonder, like, kind of like, oh man, I'm trying to not be my dad, but in the pursuit of that, I wonder if my version of hoarding is trying to hoard characteristics to define myself as further away from people I'm trying not to be like.
I believe that's called character development.
Well, it's not good development because you're I'm sure a behavioral psychologist might say that what you're trying to achieve, it's great, but the reason why maybe isn't so great. Maybe find something that's more productive and less rooted in, I don't know, disdain or just like or something that you look down upon, as opposed to something that why you enjoy being minimalist.
Yeah,
find a why as opposed to. Sorry, go ahead.
Instead of picking out the things that you don't like and saying, I'm going to do the opposite of that, because that's very childish.
I'm 4 years old.
I'm not going to do that because that doesn't bring me joy. I'm going to do what makes me happy. Instead of doing it, like, out of spite.
Right. If I had a spite store, it'd be the minimalist store. But I'm not a minimalist. I just don't like owning a bunch of shit. That's what's so strange about it.
But you do. What's really funny is you love picking up knickknacks.
Well, I love conventions. Like art is easy to move because it can generally like store together. And
well, it depends on what kind of
Funko
art.
Pops, however, those aren't. That shit is a knickknack that you're just more nerdy about.
That is 100% knickknack.
But that's I suppose the crux of an issue with I love conventions, I love meeting people, and I love like buying unique things that you literally won't find anywhere else.
And you're also supporting small business.
The next thing you know, you end up like Ralph Garman. Shut up. Ralph Report, much love, Ralph. And he has a storage unit full of collectibles. The shit that he and his wife split up. No, she broke up with him. To be clear. So he moved out and had everything. That's almost everything he had to put into storage, and it's fans. When you have a great following, your fans will show up and as we all know, they give you shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so. It's probably great. We're like, I don't need this.
That's why.
Why do you people give me this shit?
When you have a following like that, just hey, we're gonna do a giveaway.
Right, and sign it, and that's one thing I'd love to be able to do is unless it's truly unique. But I'm sure you get a lot. Kevin Smith totally gets truly unique things, as we see on Fat Man Beyond and Smodcast, and when we saw him at
the Wookiee Boudoir. You keep that.
When we saw him saw him and Ralph Hollywood Babylon at Uptown in Napa during the fires of
2017.
No, it wasn't 2017.
No, it was. Oh, it was the smoke from the Paradise Fires in 2018.
Yeah. You could have just waited in the car.
Anyways.
When we saw him, people, I wouldn't say showered him and Ralph in gifts, but there were definitely gifts, and tribute.
Think of
Sounds like the mob.
Eliza Schlesinger. Everything her fans give her, she
my god,
so
Blanche
much custom, fan-made, amazing things, and it's, how can you keep all of that?
She got a huge house.
Yeah.
And her husband definitely does. He's a pretty serious fucking earner for a chef. I mean, not that chefs are not earners. If you're an executive chef and you have the credentials to back it up, pretty sure you're doing all right.
Probably, hopefully.
Eliza gets, man, I love her, and I love what she's doing with the Don't Panic pantry
Yes.
shows that they're, which I'm sure is probably going to be optioned into something because it's Eliza, and she's awesome,
so marketable.
Oh my god, and she's so Jewish, love it. Before her nose job, she looked really Jewish. She got a nose when she was 18.
Yeah, not surprised.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find those photos.
That's like finding pictures of Whitney Cummings before the boobs.
Hey, true, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
flat-chested Whitney.
She also had a nose job.
Yes, she did. Because you can afford it. I need to get a nose job pretty badly.
She got a nose job before she could afford it.
Get a nose job so you can afford other things.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't call that vanity. I'd say that's an investment in your future. Because you're as a comic, or a podcaster, anybody that is in front of a camera or in front of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be nice to look at, to make your career better, just do it. It's only going to make your career better, and you'll only be happy that you did. Like young ladies or any lady that gets implants.
I was about to say, did you just grab your boob?
Pecs, thank you very much.
You went implants.
Implants. Yes, I have implants. Or trans women that get implants. It's an individual that maybe is trying to embrace more of their womanity or femininity, whatever.
Womanity is not.
Womanity.
You just made so many noises.
That's right. Let the Wookiee win. But an individual that is whatever they're doing to try and better their life is probably going to be hopefully only good for their mental health. We don't really know until it happens. But after Eliza got her nose done, she felt more confident about herself, and next thing you know, she won Last Comic Standing. And look at her now. We're talking about her.
Yeah.
And that's
I think she's one of the most well-known female comics that are working right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd say of the up-and-comers that we've seen, I was thinking about it earlier.
Well, she's had 5 Netflix specials.
I was thinking Ally Makovsky is definitely going to be up there because she's savage and when you open for Rogan, it's
she's
only
definitely on
good
the up
for your
and
career. And we're supposed to see her
this weekend.
This weekend.
Upcoming weekend.
This weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too bad that it's not happening because I was really wanting to see her do her album.
We'll see her.
We saw her when she opened for Santina.
Yes.
Last time
she killed.
Fucking hilarious.
So funny.
Oh, I was trying not to howl. I was covering my mouth. It was for her birthday. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cobbs. Thanks for everything.
Also, shout out to my sister for hooking us up
with
a sweet hotel room.
19th floor at the
Marriott.
The Marriott downtown San Francisco.
Downtown, yeah.
That was a sex.
Off of 18th Street.
So whenever there's a good view and and the window's big, that's a sex window. We had one of those rooms. So that as soon as I walked in, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
People don't sleep in here. This is a place for slumber. I'm beat red.
But that's how we rang in my 30th. And it was great. For the most part.
I'm excited for Kill Tony tonight. I know that because if there's one thing that's making this COVID-19 thing not just bearable, but a really fascinating period in time is how, I don't want to say artists or podcasters, or I don't want to call content one thing or another, but people that are contributing to media,
content creators. That's like the overarching
right, and developing content in a multimedia capacity, or even just rewatching a show or reading an article or reading a book. Now is the time. Fuck, even food. Now is the time that people are really gonna look back and say, you know what, I'm really glad that Tom Segura's special came out,
mm-hmm.
Burt Kreischer's special came out, and that was kind of at I don't want to say at the beginning of it, but it was early on of the shelter in place.
Speaking of Eliza, her new sketch show is coming out on the 1st on Netflix.
That's right, she has a sketch show.
Yeah. And then in another week or two, we're getting Chris D'Elia's new special on Netflix.
I love that guy. I love what he does with Brian Callen.
Well,
they're so funny together.
He is just an unapologetic asshole, and everyone loves him for it.
And it's an act. It's all an act.
Yeah.
This stuff like, hey, woo! Byron Callick, Byron.
I mean,
jeez, Brian.
He is like our generation, this generation's Dane Cook, only better.
He's older than Dane.
He is?
Yeah.
Well, Dane Cook peaked way before.
I don't want to say one thing or another because I like what DC is doing now. Dane Cook. What, you call Daniel Cormier DC? Is it? I mean, everybody's different. Anyway, I like what Dane Cook is doing now, especially after the story of his half brother, stealing all of his money, and that Dane is kind of, he's made now. I don't want to say amends because he didn't really steal from anyone. Some people say he did, others say he didn't. I'd rather focus on what he's done for stand-up and podcasting and storytelling in general because he was always silly, but now he's vulnerable.
He got a lot of us into stand-up when we were teenagers.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. We all realized that this is an art form. Like, you can do this as a this is a job.
Yeah, when I think his second special went viral, and if you're between the ages of 28 and 36, you were either in middle school or high school when it went viral, and everyone was quoting.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone.
Can't I just stop for a second? Why is it called a beeline? If it was a beeline, wouldn't it be this? You know, vicious circle. That special was amazing.
Welcome to Burger King. What? Call it the BK Lounge.
I think one of my favorite bits from before all the chaos happened to him, and I believe one of his parents is still alive. The floor creaking bit when you cheat, the cheater bit.
Oh yeah.
That's when I realized, like, oh wow, this is amazing writing, and that's kind of when it hit me that, you know what, I could probably do something like this. And that's how it starts with everyone. Then you start doing open mics, and maybe you do. I've been playing. You know, music is an easy conduit. You know, just
Stephen Lynch.
Yeah, right.
Again,
yeah.
He went viral about the same time.
You know, even not Jeffrey Wright, Stephen Wright, the guy that talks like this, but his jokes are so savage. You'd recognize him if you saw Half Baked, the guy on the couch.
Oh, okay.
That's Stephen Wright, but he was a comic, and he still is. And he's such a great writer that a lot of people ended up, you know, much like Dave Attell. Everyone started talking like this and emulating his beats and being dramatic. You know, that he was such a easy, obvious emulation because everyone was enjoying it.
Similar to Emo Phillips.
Ooh, hey, Gilbert Gottfried. You know what?
The opposite of Emo Phillips, who just talked like this.
Alt comedy. I'm a fan. I try. You know, everyone knows I try not to talk shit on something, and I won't, especially because there's a lane for alt comedy, and there's so many people that you could consider alt comics.
Yeah.
That you would, if you were to say that to them, for what? No, I don't do that. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of similar to this. You know, it's not far of a stretch, but it has such the stipulations behind being an alt comic, like, oh god, or a woke comic, woke comedy. Like, don't get me wrong, like I understand being pro LGBTQ plus and and
saying,
being aware.
I understand being pro LGBTQ plus. It's like, okay, I understand straight comedy too.
Yeah. but like all the pronouns, you know, I can see how it's, a person that, you know, is a writer or an open or even an open micer or a feature that maybe doesn't know how to weave the threads into your jokes and maybe, you know, economy of words and economy of types of jokes.
Yeah.
So like, don't know, have wokeness in your act here and there for certain beats is great, because then it makes you even more accessible, you know, to all the audiences out there. But it's so easy for any focus of themes or ideas to kind of, yeah, it can be too heavy one way or another. So like someone that is a Jesselnick type who is funny, hilarious, but it's mean, and not everybody can get away with it.
Oh yeah,
So
we've definitely seen some comics at Cobb's specifically, who go up and they're like, well, I don't get all of this that's happening, and they don't pull it off. It's not in a funny way, and they start being ignorant instead of funny.
It's like you're podcasting on stage.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, jokes.
Yeah.
I paid tickets for jokes, not a podcast, dude.
It's always so awkward when something in the past 2 weeks pops up in the news, and you can tell the comic had written a joke about it, a month and a half ago, and now it's outdated, and they're still trying to work that bit, and you go,
working it out.
Okay, it's not gonna work now.
Yeah, I've had to drop some of the ideas I've had, and whether a joke or some copy that I was working on, for or memes too. It's really easy to, sure, it's funny. Well, maybe it's maybe it's funny, but that was like, how's that relevant?
That's also the problem with topical comedy. Is it's funny for like 2 weeks.
It gets old quick because everybody's making jokes. How many podcasts have you heard where whether it's on Rogan, guys we fucked. How many podcasts have you heard that it comes up that, man, I'm really sick of people making this type of joke or making a joke about this because everyone's doing it.
Oh, like when everyone started making Louis C.K. jokes.
Oh God, I got old so fast.
So because we were inundated.
And it was funny and it was kind of nice to have everybody weigh in on something that they can be weighing in on.
And also helped like outweigh the outrage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we try not to be outrageous in this house. More jokes, maybe communicate through the joke, but outrage, especially with Louis' situation, it's unfortunate because such a pillar and not just stand up, but television. Everything Pamela Adlon has done, shout out to Pamela. Fucking love that woman. She's amazing. Better Things, go watch that. Everything that Pamela that has had success, other than King of the Hill and Californication, I think, and don't quote me on that, but Louis been a part of it. Or even there was an HBO show Lucky Louie in 20. Oh, don't quote me on the time. Maybe
I think it was earlier.
2006,
yeah.
I believe, which only got a season. But then, the FX series Louie, Pamela was a huge part of that. And at the end of the series, because it's over, they presumably get together and her character's important. And now Better Things, Louis attached and still in a big way.
He helped create it, and he helped write the first season.
And it's one of the best series that FX has ever produced.
Well, it's just so fucking real.
Right? A working actress with a single mom with three daughters.
Yeah.
One's in her 20s.
A British mom with early stages of either dementia or Alzheimer's.
And a Jewish family.
Yeah.
So I love that naturally. But what's when people were making all these Louis jokes at the same time, I felt for all the people that were and still are, his buddies through it all, because it's unfortunately when you have someone hugging the cactus and you're kind of cool with them, things can be prickly around you as well, I suppose. Well, if you want to be metaphorical.
Well, definitely what he did was not chill, and it was definitely assault. But he didn't rape. He did bad stuff, but where do you draw the line?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to have too deep on that, but
because we're almost at an hour.
Yeah, goes by quick, right? What I can say is that maybe mental health problems. Maybe he had concussions, and they manifested and through impulsivities, that were compromising to the individual.
I think it's just his kink.
Don't get me wrong. People that are kinky, I'm sure there's quite a few that also have mental health problems.
Well, everyone has a kink.
Well, I fucking hope so. Life is boring without.
It's adoring.
It's
what?
It's boring without kinks. That's right, kids. Find your kink.
I really hope kids aren't listening to this.
No, fuck no. This shit is for 18 plus.
Yep. Explicit content over here.
That's
Fuck.
Fuck. Oh fuck. But with the Louis, you know, it's too bad because those jokes they're all great, and I feel for all the individuals that still have loyalty, because it's going to be compromising to their careers. But that doesn't mean that it's not funny. I mean,
it doesn't mean that he's not
topical
funny, and that
humor's-
he's not one of the best comics of our time.
topical humor is relevant, and you know when you're a topic, and when you're the meme.
Use it.
I guess. I mean, look at all these pictures going around with that huge the black guy with the gigantic cock that's circulating. You know what I'm talking about?
Literally, I've heard about it, and I've seen pictures of him from like the pecs up, and then I saw the one that you showed me, the Santino.
Massive. Yeah, that was hilarious. The
vagina.
The vagina. But what that dude is now Tom Segura and Bert on Two Birds One Cave today when I was listening on my run, which is a funny idea in and of itself, because two fat guys while you're running.
Probably drinking.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, Bert's being sober right now, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But Tom tracked down the photographer and also tracked down a GoFundMe, and that dude, he had kids. He died suddenly from a heart attack.
Oh no.
Yeah, and his fiance. So the shirts that Tom had made, the meme reads "Wash your hands" on the shirt, and they're selling like crazy. I believe there's a decent percentage of the proceeds going to the gentleman's family.
That's great.
So a meme that is circulating during a terrible time, hopefully is going to be a good thing for someone, you know, because his kids were apparently pretty young. He died in 2016.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in his wife's arms at their house.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's sad.
That right? That sucks.
Hopefully
dude.
she died satisfied.
I think they were just chilling, and he felt started to feel strange. Next thing you know.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah.
Wow, you keep turning this podcast around to be a bummer. Anything you want to say to close out?
Thank you to everyone who stuck out the full 3 hours of our first episode. It was fun. Part 2 of MSU Rewatch will be later this week.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something a little different for the Monday.
We just wanted to do a check-in, see how your
right.
day 14 was going.
And wanted to, check in with the people that matter the most, the fans. So definitely go to the Thanks to Drinks Instagram. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nerdin and Learnin, or on Twitter at nlearnin. I need to fix that. And you can find my episodes the Nerd and Learn podcast on YouTube. And honey?
You can find me at Jordann maiden name. Jordann Channing on all the things. That's Jordann with two
bitch.
N's.
How dare you?
Anyways, that's Jordann with 2 N's and Channing, so that's 5 N's total.
That's right. That's a fucking that's a hockey team. That's awesome.
5 N's.
5 N's. That's right. All players with a name that start with N.
And you can also follow my fitness page at Jordann Gray Fit with periods in between Jordan.Gray, GREY.fit.
That's right, folks. Well, this has been the Thanks
And
Drinks
Pod.
Cast. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.